The Patriots and Chargers have now been listed as two teams that could be circling Cole Kmet trades if the Chicago Bears decide to trade the talented tight end. On today's episode, I'm talking about why the Bears should hold on to Cole Kmet at the very least, for now. But we're going to talk about it all and more. Bears in the Morning with Hayes.
You are now tuned in to Chicago Bears Central, your number one place for all Chicago Bears news and content.
What's going on, Bears fans? Welcome to another episode of Chicago Bears Central, your number one spot for everything Chicago Bears related. I'm the host there, Hayes, but more importantly, you guys can follow the channel at Chi Bears Central on every social media platform we happen to be on. With that said, let's go ahead and get into this content for today, y'all. And we're going to start off with this one. So after the acquisition of Colston Loveland, talented tight end, of course, a lot of people have been asking the question what this means for Cole Kmet. Of course, you draft the tight end 10th overall. A lot of people are going to look at that and say, hey, well, this means that Cole Kmet is on his way out, which a lot of people have been asking about in fairness. Now, I do think with Ben Johnson's specific system, you're going to see Cole Kmet and Colston Loveland still on the Bears for the foreseeable future. But Christopher Knox of Bleacher Report came out and talked about the New England Patriots as being a team that are interested in Cole Kmet if he does become available to continue to surround Drake May with weapons and getting long-term options there. They also looked at the Chargers as well as a player that is more dynamic than Tyler Conklin that they have there currently, and they could be a player that they do target as well, right? So that's something to really look at. Now, it really depends on how you view this, right? Like, I don't think that the Bears right now at any point where the money is an issue to where you need to move Cole Kmet. You have Colston Loveland that you brought in here who's extremely talented, has tremendous upside, and I think is going to be a hell of a player here with the Chicago Bears. But ultimately, the Bears right now remain in a favorable cap situation where money is not an issue for the team as it stands right now, right? And because of that, there's no need for the team to make any type of move to get off of Cole Kmet's contract as it stands right now. I don't think so. And that's just my personal opinion. I don't think that the Bears should be looking to move it. But, I mean, at the same time, if a team comes calling with a great offer, maybe. But I think at the place that the Bears are in right now, that they have the weapons that they need to hold on to. And you haven't even seen what any of these weapons look like under Ben Johnson yet and Declan Doyle. You want to give Caleb Williams as many weapons as possible when it comes down to it as well, right? And when you look at Cole Kmet and what he brings to this team, especially I think if you're going to actually utilize him correctly, which he was not done under Shane Waldron's system, I think it's going to be pretty well overall, right? So I don't think the Bears are in a spot where they're going to be looking to try to trade Cole Kmet anytime soon. I don't think this season they're going to look to trade Cole Kmet. And I think if you actually have where the Bears offense looks like it can look, right, and how we think it's going to look on paper, I don't see any reason why they're going to be looking to move it right now, right? But I mean, both teams do have assets that they could look to move if it gets to that point. But I don't think that just because you drafted Colston Loveland that you want to go ahead and put all your chips in that case yet. What if somebody gets hurt, right? This is a team that is trying to make their move now. They want to win now. This isn't a team that's just focused on development. If we were in a position where development was the sole focus and we weren't trying to win currently right now, maybe that shifts a little bit to where you do look to move a Cole Kmet, right, and focus on developing Colston Loveland. But that's not what you're doing. When you look at how Ben Johnson likes to use his personnel, you have more weapons, more options, and more flexibility by holding on to both Colston Loveland and Cole Kmet as it stands right now. That's my personal opinion. So, I think overall, like, the Bears are going to, if they decide to move Kmet down the road, that's a down the road move. I don't think you're at a position where even within the next 1 or 2 seasons, you're necessarily looking to move on from Cole Kmet, right? That gives you seasons to see how Colston Loveland's gonna develop, right? That gives you tons of time with your weapons to have this flexible offense that you're gonna have there, and it also gives you time to plan for the future. we know that the Bears, and I think some things are overreaction, right? Like, yeah, the Bears are preparing and they're putting themselves in a situation where they're ready to give Caleb Williams that extension when he becomes eligible for one, right? And that's smart. You want a front office that is forward thinking like that, because that also shows the faith that you still have in Caleb Williams to continue to develop, as you should, with him only heading into his second year. But we got to stop. We can't keep operating. We started off this offseason operating like a franchise that's actually in a big market. You cannot yet start making moves with small market thinking again in moving Cole Kmet quite yet. You can't do that, right? And so I get it. I understand it from the fan perspective, as well as fans are like, well, Cole Kmet, that money. We did look at his stats last year, but I think when you start adding in actually looking at the reality of things, right? It wasn't that Cole Kmet couldn't be productive last year, it's that he had idiots that didn't know how to scheme for him. Now, Cole Kmet also had some issues last year as well, right? I'm not saying it's all that, and he needs to get better at certain things for sure. And I do think the acquisitions of the new weapons that we have, and as well as better play calling, are going to help those things for sure. But I don't believe, if you hear any rumors about things like this, I don't believe it right now. I don't think this is where the Bears are right now personally, but we'll see. Breon says, good morning. What's going on? What's going on, Noah P? Glad to have you in the building. What is it, brother? What's going on, Dorian? Glad to have you in the building as well. We got Kiddis in here as well. We got Breon again, said the Sky Blue Bears gear goes are. Listen. I'm just saying, this. I do this. I do this. First of all, Bobby, don't come in here and become a victim in the morning. You may be new here, but you can become a victim in the morning. It was clearly a typo. It's since been corrected, but you got to walk around with two. Your name is Bobby Owens. That is the most unoriginal name possible, bro. Your name is like oatmeal. It's plain and boring. Shut the fuck up. All right, that's your one warning. That's your one warning. All right, let's get back to it. Good morning, Hayes. Yeah, I can see Patriots get a third back, and I think it'll happen in 2026. But did you see the Steelers trade for Pickens to the Cowboys? Yes. And I believe Bobby and Steve-O are about to go live, if not live already, on NFL Central about that. Make sure y'all go and support them for sure. That's right, Hayes. Shut that rumor shit down. Listen, that's where I've had to do it over on Bear Central, and that's one thing that I've accepted. That's just part of the job of doing this side of the business, is that sometimes – of course, it's about talking about news, right? It's about giving you guys that, but it's also about making sure that for the Bears fans that don't have time to wade through every single bit of the rumors and see what's what and what's not, that's part of my job. That's part of my job. So, yeah, it's not time. You do not trade Cole Kmet right now. I'm a Lions fan, as you can see, but I must say, dog, you be wearing some Fire Bulls gear. Appreciate that. Bears gear, I appreciate that, brother. Thank you for supporting, man. Back-to-back early mornings, we up. Hey, listen, it is what it is. It is what it is. Don't trade Kmet. That would be crazy. Exactly. Like, it's not, you're not at the place right now. Now, I will say this, that I do think the clock is ticking in the sense that, unless this Bears team becomes a Super Bowl caliber team, that by the time Colston Loveland is up for an extension, then you may not re-sign Cole Kmet, depending on what the money looks like then. But we are so far from that even being on the topic right now that you don't even need to discuss it. What's up, Al? What's up?
Can I talk to you until you're done with this?
Yeah, absolutely. You came down here, now you gotta give me my morning hug.
Okay.
All right. I love you, dude.
Am I done growing now?
No, you're never done growing. Love you. Take the dog with you, please. Take him with you. No, I'm just blessing with you. But yeah, overall, to get back to the topic, as my 11-year-old son comes and interrupts, but I don't think like it goes back, and I understand it, because the Bears have been a franchise that have thought very small, right? But Cole Kmet's on an $11.6 million contract. Like, I want to be clear here. Like, if you look at the Bears, all the Bears contracts are extremely reasonable. You got DJ Moore at $24 million, Joe Tooney at $16 million, Jonah Jackson at $14 million, Drew Dahlman at $13 million, Cole Kmet at $11 million, DeAndre Swift at $9 million. Like, not to say that some of these aren't slight overpays or whatever you want to look at, but like, the Bears aren't at the place where they have the lopsided salaries. We're just not at that place right now. So all our contracts are pretty well and balanced out. And I think because of that, like, And I get it. It's the Bears' fault. I want to be clear. This is the Bears' fault because we have operated and we've basically maneuvered like a small market team for years. For years we've done that, right? So I can't blame it when people look at it and say, well, are we going to pay Cole Kmet after we drafted Colston Loveland? Yes, because it seems like for once, finally, this team is actually looking at things like a team that actually gives a shit about the product that they put out there on the court. On the field, and they're going to do something. The Bears, listen, it depends on how you view how many positions do you need to go in and shore up next year, right? So you're looking at next year, running backs definitely on the menu, right? We know that for sure. Maybe some more depth at the offensive line. We'll see how that goes this year. Linebacker, maybe safety with damn it, why am I lost words? With Kevin Byard and Jaquan Brisker. But we have right now, we're slated to have $38 million in cap space next year. And that's if we don't come off of Tremaine Edmonds, right? Who that's definitely a possibility to be a cap cut casualty, which would then save us another $17 million on top of that, right? So we got to stop thinking small market. We got to stop thinking like we're stupid, right? This isn't the same Bears franchise that is made. Hopefully it's not, right? The same Bears franchise that makes moves thinking in the small term, right? So, I get it. You got a player in Colston Loveland who's on a rookie deal. And while he's on that rookie deal, if he's half the player that a lot of people have told us he's about to be, which I believe he will be, that's tremendous value off that contract. Make no mistake about it, but you're not at a place where you need to try to move Cole Kmet right now. I agree. I see no reason to trade Cole because these tight ends complement each other. What other team could say they have possibly two dominant tight ends? Completely agree with you. Black Father, thank you for that. Can't trade the number one starter if you don't have a full tight end room. That guy from the Dolphins is mainly a blocker. We need someone better at second string. Exactly. And don't get me wrong, Smythe is solid, right? Durham Smythe is a solid tight end. And if we would have went forward with Cole Kmet and Durham Smythe, it would have been cool, right? It would have been cool. But you now have the chance to have a great tight end rotation with Loveland and Cole Kmet. Why try to shake that up before you get to see it on the football field? That just doesn't make any sense to me personally. He isn't just a blocker he can catch, but also high point the ball, which Kmet does well. Durham Smythe can do more than just block for sure. Let's be realistic. Do I want Cole Kmet traded? No, but I see it happening, yes. If Colston Loveland is better and he develops like Laporta did for the Lions, Cole will be traded. Disagree with that. Because again, in Ben Johnson's specific system, I'm not saying down the road, but you're not doing it immediately, right? Like I said, 2 years at the minimum, I think you're looking at before you even think to make this move. And then it depends on how good you're looking with having those two tight ends. Colston Loveland is an extremely versatile player. He can line up in the slot. He can line up at tight end, of course. He can block, right? You just because if he shows and develops like Sam Laporta, that doesn't mean you automatically look at another versatile weapon. We know that Ben Johnson likes to get extremely creative. You don't just because you have one thing developed, then just go automatically say, let's move on from something. In my opinion. Kmet not going anywhere for now, but don't be hurt if you see that Miami tight end plays before Cole. Disagree with that. Yeah, they're tripping. We haven't untapped potential and Kmet, but we haven't untapped Kmet potential yet, honestly. Yeah, when you look at some of the offensive coordinators he's played behind, there's a lot of reason to believe that. But I do see them both coming into Gronk Hernandez type role for both of them. Definitely could be, and it could be honestly better than that, right? And that's a tall test, right? We need to have a lot of things fall into place for that, but we'll see what happens there. But also with that, at the end of the day, I'll see this, right? You're gonna hear right now we're in that lull in the offseason where there's a lot of noise around a lot of teams, not just, I know, listen, the pick and trade just went down. So there are still moves to be made this part of the season, but we're heading into the boring part of the season. Until training camp officially, of course, OTAs, we got the rookie mini camp coming out, but of course, but this is the boring period. So there's going to be a lot of writers around the NFL that are writing shit just to write shit. And unfortunately and fortunately, I guess, that means that, part of our job here at Chicago Bears Central is to bust some rumors, right? Like a lot of a lot of stuff is just going to be noise, and I think that's perfectly fine. Um, but I think overall, like the Bears are gonna be cool. Like I don't expect any type of move like that. Like uh, you know, as it stands right now, and we'll see what the Bears do, man. Plays before Cole, yeah, that's a little trippy. Some of the Bears fans have new shiny toy syndrome. Get the new guy and immediately want to cast the old one off. Let's see what happens first. Exactly. Lots of noise because there's no news. That's all I'm saying, Crimson. Things are chilling right now. Of course, the Bears waiting to see what they do. That they do with a running back and who they go after and things like that. But it is a lot of noise right now. Did we not learn our lesson with Greg Olson? Lori, I couldn't have said it any better myself. Couldn't say it any better myself. Vinci, and listen, and this is another thing. Like, let's take that into context. What that means is that they want everybody to come in and compete. Like Durham Smythe is not nearly the player that Cole Kmet. Come on, man. Do I need to go to my Brownie and Rihanna analogy again? Like, there's a universe out there, right? And all the different multitude of universes where Rihanna is twerking on a stack of brownies in my home for me. I have two of my favorite things, Rihanna and brownies right there, right? Yes, I'm a fat fuck. I love brownies. That doesn't mean it's realistic. It doesn't mean it's realistic. Come on, man. Wait, Pickens got traded? Yes, Pickens got traded to the Cowboys. Like I said, I think they're live over on NFL Central right now talking about it. But to move on, man. Hold on. Let's get this one from Doug. The situation actually reminds me of when the Raiders had Meyer and then drafted Bowers. Meyer was good, but Bowers just excelled so quick and took reps away from Meyer. I'm just ready for the season, bro. Yeah, but I think that's it's so schematic plays such a big part in that. Ben Johnson is a guy when his love of using 11 personnel and 12 man, it's a little bit different then. It's a little bit different, right? In all reality, Colston still has 3 more months of rehab. Come gonna get a jump on the offense first. Cole, yeah, I believe in that. Hayes believes in string theory. Absolutely. 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 But with that said, while there is a lull going on in news and everything right now, there's given a lot of opportunity to kind of review and look at, what is happening here around the Chicago Bears, right? And so there's a lot of things going on. With the team and, in looking at the Bears draft picks and people are really processing now exactly what the Bears got in draft. You hear from the experts on the draft, right? And Shamar Turner got this phrase, right? Which this came from Alex Shapiro on CHSN said this. Sometimes the dog want to jump off the porch. You got to hold them back on the leash. And he talked about that in regards to Shemar Turner and what he can bring to this Bears team as far as disruption to offensive lines, right? And Shamar Turner is going to have an interesting place in this depth chart, right? In the sense that he's going to have the ability to really come in and do nothing but complimentary things, right? He's not going to, he's of course not going to jump ahead of Grady Jarrett or Javon Dexter. Andrew Billings, as long as he's healthy, is going to be ahead of him. So when you're looking at Shamar Turner, when he's going to get, and I do think he's going to play, right? I don't think this is a thing where Shamar Turner is not going to come in. I think he's going to come in and immediately leapfrog Zach Pickens on that depth chart as well. But what Turner's bringing here is somebody who can play on the inside and the edge. I think that Dennis Allen is going to use him in a way to kind of unleash that dog, right? And sometimes on that defensive line, you need somebody who can just bring chaos, right? And while Shamar Turner has things that he needs to refine on his game, make no mistake about it. Turner, if he's able to be a rotational piece for this Bears team, his combination of speed, his combination of strength, his combination of size, right? And while he doesn't have some of the, the like a size of Billings or something like that, he's almost really in the mode of a Grady Jarrett, which is really good to bring him in here and him to learn behind him. But Shamar Turner is one of those guys who it's all about overpowering offensive linemen. And I think Shamar Turner, while we've talked a lot about the bull rush and Braxton Jones and how he's susceptible to a bull rush, you're going to see a bull rush a lot from Shemar Turner when he's out there, right? I think that's how you're going to see him utilized. He's going to bring a lot of that chaos, right? And I think that's the thing that you're going to look at. Shemar Turner, I don't know how much he's going to play, but I think when you watch Shemar Turner's snaps, you're going to see a guy that's out there trying to abuse offensive linemen. And there's something to be said about that. I don't know how many sacks he's going to get. I don't know what the pressure rate's going to be. I don't know none of that. But I do know that Shemar Turner, when he's lined up there, whether it's on the interior, on the outside, he is going to be there to absolutely punch offensive linemen in the stomach every single time he gets a chance out there. And that's what I'm excited to see, right? I'm excited to see that part of it. And listen, the defensive line still is a huge question mark for a lot of people. But I think that Shemar Turner is going to be an agitator out there. And you need guys like that. Guys like that can help you, especially as the game's going on. Like, just imagine this. You're in the third quarter, right? It's a close game. You've been battling. You're bringing in a young, fresh leg rookie like Shemar Turner, who's out there to just piss people off and agitate them and to beat motherfuckers up. Sometimes you just need people to just beat people the fuck up, right? That's going to be Shemar Turner's job here as a rookie. Go and beat motherfuckers up. That's really what it comes down to. Go in there, frustrate them, cause penalties, make them want to pull on your face mask, do all of that. I love Shemar Turner in that role. And I think that's what this Bears coaching staff really needs to look at with a lot of these players is as you're trying to figure them out, how can you use them in mismatches? How can you use them in like specialized roles? Shemar Turner is about to be a guy that's, like I said, he's just out there to beat motherfuckers up. And I, for one, love that. I love that. Man, I'm just trying to amp up the conversation. That's all. I like a little spice to the convo. That's hilarious. That's funny. Do you think the Bears got a call from the Cowboys about DJ? If so, do you think Ben is seeing DJ as long-term? I get it, and I understand. We got DJ Moore isn't going anywhere anytime soon. If they got a call, I guarantee you they probably hung that call up like, no, we're not interested. The Bears aren't moving DJ Moore. Just like we talked about with Cole Kmet. We got to stop having Luther Burden is not going to replace DJ Moore. That's not his skill set, not at least right now. How Luther Burden develops, we shall see. But he's not there to replace DJ Moore. He's there to complement DJ Moore and Rome Odunze. That's what he's there to do, right? And we'll be okay. I know the money is not set, but technically negative paying another player, let alone injury-prone running back, when we have our own running back with concussion issue on the cheap. Let's see what our room pans out at. I think that to me, it's really about adding depth and a different skill set. And you're not paying them long-term money. Keep in mind, if we bring in J.K. Dobbins or Nick Chubb, you're not giving them the bag. I don't even think you're giving them long-term deals. They're here to help kind of stabilize that running back room. So I think then you're okay, right? I think we'll see a ton of rotation on that line. Let's just hope Allen doesn't have our starters on the sideline on important downs like, oh, what's his face did. Listen. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. Shamar was a menace in high school. Yeah, absolutely. Like, you want him to just terrorize. You know what, Shay? Perfect. You want Shemar Turner to be your Draymond Green. And the difference is that you are in a contact sport like football, so it's fine, right? That's exactly what you want him to be. We barely just got a complete team. Why motherfuckers want to create holes? I have no idea. Bro. I have no idea why we finally, the first offseason where this Bears team has acted like a team that cares about winning. And everybody's like, oh, are we going to trade DJ? We going to trade Cole? Like, come on, man. This is why some of y'all deserve less, right? This is why some of y'all deserve less. I heard the same DJ Roar rumor, shaking my head, fake news. There's a lot of fake news going around right now, my boy. It's unfortunate. There's no way you can trade Cole. We have no idea what Colston can't even do in the pros. He hasn't even played us. Thank you. You know what? And this is why I love and maybe that's just the audience that we've cultivated here. And it may also be because I'm an asshole. And anybody who says stupid shit, I tell them they said stupid shit. But I love that we have really smart people that support this channel. It would stress me out if most of the people that commented here that supported us were football illiterate. It would really bother me. It would really bother me. Can we all agree if it's one motherfucker that we can trade, it'll probably be Braxton Jones? Tremaine, I think there are trade candidates on this team depending on how the season goes, right? But I think that this team is really, first, they're trying to find their balance, right? I don't think they're trying to send anybody off while they're still trying to figure out all the things and the pieces and how those pieces fit together. But we'll see what happens. Just don't allow him to get ejected for beating people too much because that's going to leave us salty. Listen, but that's the thing. That's the beauty of it. He's the 4th defensive tackle on the depth chart. Even if he does get people beat the fuck up and he gets ejected, which is not going to happen in football, but, there you go on that one. I'm with it. Let's keep the embarrassment of riches as long as Caleb's contract allows. Agreed. I'm going to be annoyed if we trade Kmet. BJ will change, and we don't need this right now. These the same fans that probably keep wanting Giannis to the. That's a whole different fucking scenario, man. The Giannis, look, first of all, there are a few people that I hate in the world, right? And I use hate. Hate is a very strong word, but I mean it here. I hate Taylor Horton Tucker truthers. I hated the Chris Duarte truthers. I hate fucking Braxton Jones truthers. I hate all the motherfuckers. But, like I said, Braxton Jones, I also hate people who blindly hate Braxton Jones because Braxton isn't as terrible as some people make him out to be. So, I don't think we should even think about a trade till we play some games. Like you said, first time we have ever really acted like we want to win. 100% agree with you, Adam. 100% agree with you. Josh says, you're not an asshole, you're just real. I don't want to trade DJ, but this is my first full year watching football. I don't know the moves. I mean, I think here's the thing, right? It's a combination of a few things that happen with Bears fans, right? I've been a Bears fan my whole entire life, so this is the community that I've been in my whole life, right? But I think some things hold true across all football fandom. When you have a disappointing season, you already are looking for a scapegoat. DJ Moore's body language immediately towards the end of that season did put a point on him as somebody who looked like they're pouting. I take it as somebody who got fed the fuck up with the idiots that we had in power and the coaches that we had here, and his body language dictated that. I think that DJ Moore is a competitor. I look at him as somebody that wants to compete. I don't even think it's necessarily about him getting the ball. I think if he's winning and he's not getting the ball maybe as much as he did in the previous year, he's going to be okay because we're winning. Now, I'm not saying you can completely phase him out the offense. He's just going to sit there looking like, oh, okay, right? But Bears fans are looking for, they're fed up, right? And there have been a few players because of last season who have targets on them. Tyreek Stevenson, DJ Moore, Braxton Jones. Now, some of it is warranted. I want to be clear there. But some of it is turned into blind hate as well, to where it's turned into this thing where, because people were trying to do it with Ryan Poles at the beginning of the offseason. Now, many people were in these live streams, Ryan Poles has never made a good move. He never will make a good move. Then the moment that we fucking signed Ben Johnson, it was, oh, Ryan Poles is going to get to work. Oh, Ryan Poles traded for Joe Tooney. Oh, trust in Poles. Everybody's fickle. Every fan is so up and down. This is why I say sometimes you got to go out and touch some dirt or touch a coochie. Like, you just got to do either or. Some people are so uptight. And you can tell the people that don't touch any vag. You can tell the people that do that because they literally, oh my God, we got to trade Cole Kmet. Oh my God, Tyreek Stevenson sucks. Go look at the numbers. Oh, he's actually pretty good. He still sucks. The Washington Commanders game, he sucks. It's like, hey, man, hey, please, for the love of God, all the coochie they out here giving away for free, go find you some, go chill out, take out your frustrations. It'll be okay. Oh, my God, Cole Kmet didn't have 47 catches. Shut the fuck up. Shut up. Shut the fuck up. I'm sorry. Listen, This ain't ESPN. I'm not as calm as Pat the designer. I'm not as chill as Nick from Just Another Year Chicago. I'm tired of the stupid shit. I'm tired of it. Blind hate is just as bad as blind faith, is the way that I look at it. If you have blind hate, it means that you're missing something. If you have blind faith, it means that you're missing something. Just because you err more on the side of positivity or more on the side of negativity doesn't mean that it's any more okay over one another. Like, have objectivity. It's okay. It's okay. Exactly. Exactly. Just to ask somebody if you can just touch the hair on it. If you can't get none, right? Just come on. Just chill out a little bit. Chill out. Broski Bear. And this is a reasonable comment. Year one of Ben is a tryout for some of the players he's on the fence about. This is the first time he gets to be around them and truly grade them. And that's a fair statement. That's a fair analysis, right? Like, completely fair there. Blind haters got to be one of the stupidest motherfuckers today. If I have a convo with somebody in sports and they blind hating, I'm going to slap your mama. That's crazy. You slapping mamas out here? That's wild, bro. Like, I don't know if I'm slapping anybody's mama, but that's crazy. But all right, y'all. I thank you guys for tuning in. I know these live streams have been early as shit. But I've been trying to make sure that I get these live streams out of the way before Pat go live over on the Windy City Breeze. Because like I said, y'all know that's my brother. Me and him host a show together every single day over on Locked On Bulls. We're also thinking about bringing views from the bleachers back. So keep an eye out on that. So let me go ahead and clear out the way. I'm sure Pat will be live here in the next couple of minutes. Thank you guys for supporting the channel. Make sure you guys are following us at Shy Bear Central. You can send us any feedback, questions, comments, concerns, chicagobearcentral@gmail.com. Lastly, if you want to leave a text message and our voicemail for the mailbag, the number to do so, 773-242-9336. We are the number one spot for everything Chicago Bears related, but that's thanks to you, lovely and beautiful people. And like I like to end every episode on, Chi-Town up, bear down, y'all. Love you guys. Peace.